Go.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Addicted to the Q. This may get after dark. I'm Brian, Sofa King Awesome Barbecue. We got Brad with Meets My Mistress. The bum is still doing some work stuff, so he's going to miss tonight. With us is a special guest, Steve with Meathead's BBQ out of Canada.
Woohoo! Let's go. Elbows up, Canada.
So where did the name Meathead?
Sorry, I got both you one time. I heard meatheads and hockey. You got me interested on both subjects.
Wasn't that the birthplace of hockey?
Yeah, Canada? Man. Absolutely. Hockey's in our bloodstream, bro.
Well, I know it is, but I mean, I didn't really know about it until like a movie about America versus Canada and hockey and all that.
So here's another weird one. Did you know that basketball was invented in Canada?
Was it really?
100%. Another Canadian game. You guys are all playing it.
Huh.
But hey, you're way better at...
We're playing European football. I mean, soccer.
yeah. So I always say with soccer, if I want to watch 15 guys run around for 3 hours and not score, I'll take them to the bar.
Take
my buddies to the bar.
Sport to watch for me. I can't watch soccer.
Soccer's terrible, man. I'd rather watch golf in reverse. With no sound.
I can't keep track of the puck in hockey.
So you Americans, weirdly, one time you actually put a blue streak on the puck when you were watching TV, so you could keep an eye on it.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, they did. And for Canadians, we're watching the game. We're like, you just ruined the game. What are you doing? It's a white ice pad, and there's one black puck.
That's crazy.
All of a sudden, I look way across the other side. This all the way across on the other. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't keep.
Bro, have you ever been to a live game?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that's my favorite sport to watch.
Live's the best, right? Because then you don't have to listen to the commentators. There's no BS from the microphones. You're just watching the game, and then you get to see all the side stuff going on. And hockey's a really cool game, man. It's fast, it's violent, it's just epic.
I was gonna say, you get to see the fights when TV cuts it off. You're out there watching it.
We're
live.
scrapping it. They want to. There's how many minutes are you gonna get? 2, 5, or 10? We're going for 10.
There's two things about hockey that I always say. I go to a fight and a hockey game breaks out usually.
That's it, man. Yes, sir.
It's like two sports on one because it's like the aspect of actually playing hockey, but then you throw that you're on skates for it during the entire time.
Imagine playing any other sport on knife blades.
Right.
That would be very interesting.
These guys are skilled, man. They're talented people.
Hey, I pulled my hockey skills out, which was like a big zero, fat goose egg. But we have an ice rink in wintertime, and my wife wanted to take the kids ice skating. And I was like, shit. Sorry. I started that one.
Whereabouts are you guys at? Where are you at there, Brian?
I'm in Kansas City. Brad's in Missouri, so we're like
Central Missouri.
So I've been to Kansas City, Missouri. I ride motorcycles up here with a group. I used to ride group. I should say I've left a couple years ago, but a group called Bikers Against Child Abuse, and we had our big conference down in Kansas City, Missouri. So I don't know exactly where I was, but I was in a hotel where if I went 3 minutes down the road, I was in a new state, but it was still Kansas.
Yeah. Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City,
Kansas. It was weird, man. I literally could step left to right and be in 2 different states. I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah.
Yep.
So cool place, but
Plaza area. Yeah.
I was down where there was there were some sketchy ass people down there. But we were torqued, right? We were all tanked, but I was in a safe hotel, man. We had 4,000 of the world's biggest, baddest bikers all in one place. So there was nobody messing with that hotel that weekend.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it was good times, man.
A quick pause to thank our sponsors, King Louie Meat Apostle, Barbecue Rub, our charcoal of choice, The Good Charcoal Company, the best drums on the market, Hunsaker Drums, OG Bandits Barbecue and Catering, our instant read thermometers, Warhorse Trading Company, Rum Runners Barbecue out of Florida, Butcher Barbecue. Now back to Brad, Brian, and the bum.
So what do you guys do for fun then?
Cook.
That's it.
Cook barbecue.
Cook. Yeah. Is that an all-day thing? Is that a full-time thing for you guys?
No. I do pest control for a living.
Do you? Okay.
And then my side gigs are sports with the kiddos.
Yeah, that's it. How old are they?
Right now I got a 7, an 11, and then a 26-year-old.
Ooh, you are very similar to me. I've got a 30-year-old and a 15 and a 14. So the live-in babysitter was nice for a while, eh?
Yeah.
I told my wife if every kid came out at 4 years old, you could have an army of them. But it's that first 4 years I can't handle, man.
Yeah. She just said, "Hey, do you guys want to go out one night? I'll come over and watch the kids and all." And I was like, "When do we tell her? Like when she goes on vacation? Like No, you can't go. We want you to watch the kids.
Yeah, right.
That's just something evil in my mind. But yeah, I was like, we're gonna take her up on that.
Brilliant. How about you, Brad? What do you do for fun?
Cook. We have a camper at the lake, so I'll do a little fishing every
Nice.
now and then. But
Nice. What are you fishing for down there?
crappie usually.
Crappie. I love that accent. We call them crappie up here. We get them. But so where I live in London, Ontario, I'm the biggest advantage I've got is I can drive 1 hour in either direction and be at a new Great Lake. So if I want to,
Yep.
if I want to fish perch and pickerel, I'll go 1 hour and hit Lake Erie. I want to do bass, I go to Lake St. Clair. I want to hit salmon, I run up to Port Huron. I also got, yeah, man, just awesome fishing around here. So if you're ever in my neck of the woods, I'll take you to some fishing spots, man.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah, love it up here. We get a lot of fishermen from Michigan area. So I'm only about 90 minutes from Michigan. There's Port Huron and Detroit. I could be in either one of those in 90 minutes from my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm in Southwest Ontario, right? And so I'm actually further south than lots of your state in Wisconsin, the northern states. I'm actually further south than you guys. So there's some Americans that have to drive north to get to me or have to drive south to get to me.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Wild, right? Most people don't understand that we come down into that thumb. But yeah, right. Detroit's my kind of where I grew up, just across the river, man. I could have hit a good golf swing and hit Detroit half the day.
What's your snowfall like up there?
Insane, bro. So I'm in London, Ontario, and we're called like a bowl. So I've last winter I unshoveled my truck from the door handle down 6 times.
Dang.
Yeah, bro. So when we get to the piles of road, so when we're shoveling our driveways and snow blowing, they get up to the point where the snow is taller than the snowblower routinely.
Yeah.
So you have to shovel down a bit or snow blow through a tunnel.
Yeah.
And then there's no more places to put the snow. You're literally on the edge of your driveway. You got piles that are 9 to 11 feet tall.
That's crazy. I got a customer. He got transferred to Canada for work, but he's like so far west where the weather pattern comes down. He goes, we're in this valley that we don't get any snow.
So he was in he was in British Columbia then, probably.
Somewhere over there.
Yeah, so it's right just above Washington. It's in Vancouver area, and it's pretty much like Florida all year round.
Dang, that's nuts.
Yeah. One little part of Canada is like that. So East Coast Canada is the most friendly people you'll ever meet in the country. Ontario is your typical United States city. It's just all blue collar workers and highways and construction. And then West Coast is all of our hippies and tree huggers. So if they're watching, whatever. But I lived out in West Coast for a bit, and I live in Ontario now just because the opportunities here are crazy. So if you look at Canada, we're only 40 million people across the country. You guys are what, 300, 400 million?
Something like that, yeah.
We're 40 million, bro. And our country's bigger. So imagine all we have is space, right? So everywhere I go, I mean, there's hunting and fishing and everything is everywhere. Like you can drive 2 minutes outside the city and you're in the most beautiful countryside you've seen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super cool. So I grew up in the country, but I married what I call a cityite, a girl that's stuck in the city. She wants nothing to do with the country. So I built a house on the edge of the city. There was a cornfield in my backyard. 9 years later, it's 3 apartment buildings and a Walmart plaza.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't take long. Our city's booming, man.
Crazy.
You guys have either of you been to Canada?
No.
Never.
No.
Never.
How long would it take you to drive to Detroit?
It's about Michigan's about 9 hours, I think it is.
So you're only 9 hours from a whole new experience, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta come up with one.
I want to go to Niagara Falls on that side too one of these days.
Yeah, don't do it. So if you're in Niagara, New York is like the ghetto, and Niagara on the Canadian side's like Vegas.
Oh, really?
So much better.
Yeah.
And every one of your dollars is worth $1.40 here right now.
Okay.
So you got 40 cents on the dollar automatically. So guys compete up here. The KCBS competitions that are going on up here, we're seeing so many Americans come up here now.
Yeah.
Your dollar's worth so much more. You're paying $300 to enter. Well, down in the US, pay $300. Up here, you're only going to drop $180.
Yeah.
Right? Big difference. And you're coming after these things. So I've got August 23rd, 24th, I'm hosting my first KCBS competition here in London. It's called Rockin' Hogs. It's going to be awesome. But I've got 24 teams already signed up, and 18 of them are from Michigan, Wisconsin, and I got one from Kentucky coming up. I got 2 teams coming in from Scotland, all over East Coast, West Coast Canada. So the Winnipeg Blue Bombers just announced today that they're hosting a KCBS right on the football field. So you guys have all your NFL teams. We have CFL.
Yeah. Yep.
So our Detroit Lions basically is like a Winnipeg Blue Bombers kind of an idea. So we get to go and compete on the field.
That's pretty cool.
That's slick as hell, right?
Hey, when we're done, get on our Facebook group, Addicted to the Q, and plaster your flyer out.
Yeah, man, I will do that for sure. I'm just gonna
So
jot that down now.
Where does the meatheads come from on your barbecue team? Is that because you're from Canada and you're a bunch of meatheads?
Yeah, 100%. So every meathead, right? So when we solve, we don't get to carry guns up here like you guys. You got more guns on accident than I'll ever have on purpose. So up here we fight with our fists and our elbows, right? So it's meatheads. Everybody up here is a meathead. But my competition team, if you see my logo, it's a pig and a cow and a chicken, but they're bodybuilders. So I used to own a mixed martial art. I used to own a mixed martial arts school here in town for 7 years, and I fought in the cages forever. And then in 2001, I got dropped on my head and broke my neck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I had 16 months on a couch learning how to walk again, and basically had to find a new career and a new love. And it was always cooking. But I never wanted to open a restaurant. It was just waiting for people to come to you. So I bit the bullet. I went mobile and I bought a food truck. And then the food truck turned into a giant smoker on the back of a 21-foot boat trailer. And then it turned into, well, I'm pretty damn good at doing this. Why don't I compete? And then I did good at some competitions. I'm like, maybe I got this. And now I'm at a point going, I wish my high school teachers told me I could make $500,000 in barbecue, and I would have taken a lot of different courses. Right? I would have never walked a roof or dug a hole in my life.
Yep. Trust me, I hear you on that one.
Unbelievable.
I would have had some different classes.
Oh, big time. Everything was all, business minded and marketing minded and fixing cars, and none of that is ever, I haven't done any of that for a living. I never made $1 off none of it.
Yep.
Nope.
No, I know. So how's the food truck going for you? Pretty
Food
good.
truck's killing it. So yeah, we've been in business 4 years. And so the first day I went out was December 10th of 21. It was December 10th. So it's -10 outside, which is.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's Canada.
It's Canada, man. So -10 in my weather is got to be about 20 degrees your weather. So that's cold. And then it's in during COVID, and it's 3 weeks before Christmas. And I opened up my restaurant for the first day. But honestly, the best move I ever made, because COVID, nobody could go to restaurants up here. So everybody still wanted to go spend money eating out. You had to go to food trucks. It's the only way you could do it. I made my name in about 2 months. So this is in December. By January, my city voted me the best kept secret dining spot. That blew me up large. By the end of April of my first season, my calendar got booked for the entire season. And in 4 years in a row now, I've been awarded best food truck, best barbecue, best burger, best wings, best fries, best poutine, and best caterer 4 years in a row. So I'm only 4 years old. So technically I'm undefeated.
Nice.
So I look at it.
When you say it got booked out reserved, is that for catering?
Yeah, well, so my food truck. So I do a lot of events. Last year I did 306 events in 8 months.
Okay.
So if you can picture that, there's a lot of days. So I'll go to a school one day, and then that night I'm going to a birthday party, and then I'm over at a motorcycle rally, and then I'm at a car show, and then somebody's hired me to come out to the air show, and then I've got a clown convention. And so every day is something new, but I wake up every morning, I'm going somewhere to party.
That's pretty cool.
Without partying, right? So I'm making money. But nobody's ever called me go to a funeral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm never going to a sad event. Every time I show up somewhere, there's people having a blast.
Yeah.
Right. And it's so cool.
That's
so
what I want at my funeral. I want somebody to book a food truck at my funeral.
Wouldn't that be wicked? Wouldn't that be wicked? I pull a lot of pranks up here on people, and I'm kind of known for it, but I want somebody to have my arm hooked up so that at some point during the funeral, I can just wave to everybody. But then they're like, yeah, rigor mortis would set in. I'm like, well, then you're going to sit me up against a barbecue, and I'm going to be standing there. Like, I want you to taxidermy me.
Dude,
I have
Pirates of the Caribbean with your eyes closed. They just paint the eyeballs on your eyes.
That's so weird looking. I also I'm pretty mentally weird, but I have a lot of tattoos that I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on. So I want people to skin me and frame it. Look, I got $4,000 of ink on my arms and legs. You need to take that and don't bury it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you save that stuff?
Make the old Indian dream catcher thing with it.
Yes, sir. Wouldn't that be? Yeah. So yeah, but I get people like, you're demented.
Nah, yeah, you're perfect.
Yeah, right. I fit in everywhere I go.
I always say if at my funeral, I want people to go out to the cemetery and somebody be cooking something, and you can smell the smoke whenever you get out of the car.
Wouldn't that be amazing? So put the coffin down, put a layer of dirt down, and let's finish off one last barbecue in the dirt.
Yeah,
that's right.
All those guys down in Paraguay, Yeah, man. You got to send me one way or the other. You got a wood casket. You might as well make it full of like post oak or hickory or something and use it for
That's
something.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You might win, man. You don't know what kind of taste I might bring.
Everybody says
I'm,
about that. I'm like, I'll be dead. What do I care?
I'm pretty loaded in fat. I'm sure I'd render quickly.
I smell like bacon.
Right? Absolutely. I'm the weirdo that likes the pork chop more than a steak.
Really?
Absolutely, man. I grew up on a pig farm, and so I just never ever got into beef. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll eat a good steak, but if I've got the option of going dropping $100 on a tomahawk versus a great New York strip, I'm going at the tomahawk. And
Yeah.
pork's got a wicked tomahawk too, by the way. So if everybody's like, no, tomahawks are beef. No, there's a good tomahawk and a pig too.
I'm gonna have to look
Do
that
you
one up.
do you
Yeah,
eat
buddy.
much lamb in Canada?
Eat much what? Sorry,
Lamb.
lamb. Like lamb?
Yes.
No, dude, we wear those. It's fucking cold up here. You don't.
Well, I didn't know because like Australia, they're big in lamb.
Yeah, no, dude, they do a lot of lamb up here. I don't mind it. I love lamb, but my family hates it. So there's lots of lamb up here, yeah, for sure. But I have
That's my
a
news
wicked,
now.
I have a wicked organic farm up here. It's a place called Whispering Meadows. He does the most amazing lamb, so that's the only place I'll get it. They deliver right to my house.
Nice.
I'm pretty big on
That's
knowing where
my
all my.
newfound favorite thing to eat. I just
Is it?
recently discovered it, and I like it. Probably my favorite thing to eat.
Are you doing racks or chops right now?
It's almost like a steak. The one I bought, it was almost.
Yeah.
It looked almost
Like
a
little
beef
miniature
steak.
steaks?
Yes.
Yeah, you're
It
eating the
was
lamb
really
chop.
good.
Try and find yourself a rack of lamb.
Try that.
Yeah, rack of lamb's probably the best thing to smoke, and it's just like doing a prime rib, if you will.
Hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful. What's the weirdest thing you guys have ever smoked?
Oh,
That did well. Like I've smoked fucking weird things that never worked out. Like don't smoke Skittles, they suck. Right? I've smoked some weird things, but I smoked my mustard, my ketchup. I smoked salt and pepper, Caesars
Yeah.
for bloody. I smoke pots of water and make. You guys ever smoke a pot of water and make ice cubes with it?
I've heard of that. I just never done it.
for,
Dude, I'm telling you, if you
whiskeys?
do you drink whiskey?
Well, yeah, that's what the ice cubes would be.
Yeah,
for.
man, drop a smoked ice cube in it. You'll never drink a whiskey differently again.
I mean, I'm huge on marshmallows, so I'll put barbecue rub on them and throw them on the grill or throw them in the smoker real quick.
I've never even contemplated that. So you're good if you're good at marshmallows, do you do cheese?
I smoke cheese.
Do you? That's my weakness right now. I'm trying to figure that one out.
I smoke it. I do it cold.
Yeah, for sure.
But then I'll vacuum seal. As soon as they come off, I vacuum seal. I throw it in the fridge with the date, and I don't look at them for a month.
So do you sweat it while you're cooking it? So does it ever melt at all?
No, it's cold
Never.
smoke.
Yeah, cold. But when you say cold, so cold to me is 150 degrees.
Oh, throw some ice in there. Like
Yeah,
I throw
cold.
a big full pan of ice cubes right under
Oh,
the
no
wrap,
shit. Okay,
and then
okay.
I throw the cheese right above all the ice cubes.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Cold
Okay, that's a
smoke.
great tip.
But do
I've
you
tried
use a tube or what do you use? Because
I use a smoke tube.
the
that's
smoke
what I
tube. Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just
That
doing
way.
a very subtle touch then, eh?
Yeah. Well, I let it go for about an hour, but I light it on both ends, so it's burning.
Beautiful. Any particular flavorings?
Depends on the cheese. Mostly I use cherry or pecan.
Yeah, love him. We can't get pecan up here, man. We don't grow them. Fuck, I have to smuggle it over the border.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, swear to God. But one of my favorite woods. What's that?
What's
Sorry?
your wood of choice? What's your wood of
So
choice?
if I'm going for heat, I got post oak. I use a boatload of what we call sugar maple. That's our
Yeah.
Canadian national tree. Recently I've been into a lot of black cherry.
Ooh. Yeah.
Black cherry's providing a wicked new flavor I haven't experienced, but I'm telling you, the color of the smoke ring is fucking eye-catching.
Is it like a popping red?
Dude, it's like maroon. I can't
wow.
even explain the red. It's gorgeous. You look at it like I want a fucking ring made of that. Sorry about my language. There we go again.
No,
No,
you're
it's
good.
nice, man. It's really nice.
Nice.
And but yeah, so it's hard to get though. So I use that. I use apple wood and I also use hickory.
Yeah.
So it really depends what I'm cooking. Today I went off the wall. I used a wood from Paraguay called Palo Alto.
I've heard of that.
Man, what a rockin' hardwood. I love that wood. That stuff burned forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Does
good.
it give
The
much
ash created.
smoke or is it just heat mainly?
It's mainly going to be heat. It's like a post oak. It was definitely a heat. Very unique flavor though that it did give. It was more like how do I explain it? Like almost kind of like an olive flavoring. It was weird.
Huh.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like I don't know if I liked it or hated it. I don't know how a judge would react to it, but I just wanted to try something different. So I did it today at a barbecue class. 30 people were raving about it. So I'm like, okay, 30 people can't be wrong.
Right.
Right? It was tasty. So
get some
every time I do
fries.
a barbecue class, I use that to try something new that I haven't done yet.
Yeah.
Because I got 30 people instantly that are going to sit there and tell me you love it or hate it.
Well, it's like, I'll bring this picture up and see if it comes up. I just showed Brad this. This is going to be for a little episode on our. There they are.
Oh, very cool.
Those
Yeah,
are reconstructed s'mores in a silicone mold.
that is awesome.
So I took the marshmallow, toasted it, and then I had to throw it in the microwave to get it to get even softer because the middle stayed kind of hard.
Yep.
But once it got soft enough, I mashed it down on top of one of my graham patties, threw it in the fridge to get it solid, and then I did my layer on top.
That is wicked. So next time to your graham patty, add some crushed Oreo cookies.
Oh, I usually do Oreo patties, but
Yeah, those are awesome, man. So I was at a competition last fall, and I show up, and I'm expecting the KCBS. You got to do the 4 meats. They kick in that there's a dessert you have to do as well, and I'm like, okay, well, does this count as the overall? Absolutely. I'm like, I didn't show up. I drove 2 hours to this. Didn't show up with anything dessert related whatsoever. So I'm sitting there looking at my son. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? He goes, we got a snack bag. Let's figure it out. So I grabbed a Reese's peanut butter cups, and I grabbed, what the hell else is the other one? Oh, I can't remember what the heck it was now. It was a Reese's peanut butter cup, and I stuck that. Oh, and an Oreo cookie. So I took one of the caps off the Oreo cookie. I flipped the peanut butter cup upside down, and I just wrapped them in bacon.
yeah.
And put them on the smoker. And I'm telling, like, judges can't take more than their one bite. They were pocketing them and taking them away.
How did that chocolate do with the Reese's?
Bro, it stayed perfectly. It didn't even, I was weirded out. It didn't melt. It didn't liquefy.
That's freaking nuts.
It was almost
I
gross.
figured you'd have a blob of chocolate by
You know
the
what?
Yeah.
I thought the same thing, but I had the bacon wrapped, let's say north, south, east, west. So it was completely encased. There was no way.
Okay.
I thought for sure chocolate's going to leak out. It's going to be a peanut butter bacon, right? I bit into the one the first time and it was layered. I couldn't believe it, but the chocolate wasn't even liquidy. So I'm like, what is it made out of then if it doesn't do that?
and so it was the Reese's inside, bacon
Yep.
wrapped around,
So I had the Reese's sitting on top of an Oreo cookie.
like the full Oreo.
I took the top off the Oreo, so the Reese's was touching the white cream.
Okay.
Yep. And then, but I had to flip the cup upside down to give it a shape properly. That if I did it the other way, it was a weird looking shape. So I flipped it upside down.
I'm
So
definitely trying that.
Dude, I threw it out there and I took a second place in 40 teams. I couldn't believe it. My son's floored. Yeah, man.
This
It was
is what I did for dessert category last year. There it is. That's the
Yep.
smoked ice cream.
smoked ice cream.
There you go. Well,
Nice.
there it is.
Yeah, that's
So-
selective. I can see it.
Oreo had a churro flavored Oreo last year.
Yes. We don't get that stuff up here. Like it took me 10 years to get a mint Oreo.
Oh dang!
Yeah, bro.
They
I
had
go
a
shopping in
limited
Detroit.
Run of churro flavored Oreos, so I took those, and that was my base for that smoked ice cream.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's like fat kid friendly. I love it.
it was it pecan bacon, and then I had it was a vanilla bean ice cream with sea salt
amazing.
caramel, a hint of cinnamon to go with the
Oh.
churro bottom. It was
Bro.
money.
I bet. That sounds incredible. That's wild. So, Brad, what's the weirdest thing you've smoked?
Probably beef heart.
Beef heart.
Yes.
Beautiful. Heart is good food. I've never thought of smoking them, but like I would eat it for sure.
No mountain oysters yet, Brad? No mountain oysters?
We fry those. We don't
We
smoke
fry
them. We
those.
fry.
I can't even
Any-
do those. No.
Any
Hey,
like
do you guys
weird
have those in Canada?
the bull's balls?
Beef fries or Rocky Mountain oysters, which are pig
Yeah, they're
meats?
called beef balls, man. Yeah, they'll eat them. I would never put them in my mouth, but yeah, lots of people eat them. It's pretty much like a carnival fair thing up here.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Yeah, that's
released
where I tried
every-
them one time, was done.
Yeah, I was.
Every year, my dad and I went to a Christmas party at a local feed place because I live out in the middle of nowhere where cows outpopulate people. And
Yeah.
every year they'd fry fish and they had something that was fried. Well, little did I know when I was younger what I was eating. And then once they told me that, I was like, well, I've already eaten them now. So 8 to 10
Yeah,
years
well,
old, they're just sitting there like, oh, this looks pretty good. I don't know what it is. Some sort of it's round, something round. But I will say they are good fresh out of the fryer. I've ate them when they started cooling off. They're not near as good.
Yeah, not at all. So I have a question for you guys. If you had to eat one part of the cow for the rest of your life, what part is it?
Oh man.
I'm on the beef cheek.
Nope, that was my toss up between beef heart. I think I've decided that the heart and the beef cheek is too, I don't want to say iron rich, but it has like a different flavor that
Oh, it sure does. It's too rich for you, eh?
It's yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's too rich. It was kind of the same way with the beef heart. It was too irony, too rich.
Yeah, you're never eating a big thick sandwich of the beef cheek, man. It's a little morsels.
I tried to make beef cheek tacos.
Really good.
See,
You ever done a ribeye?
Mine would probably.
You're a bloody meat eater then, eh?
I'd probably say, man, that's a toss up between a ribeye steak or a brisket would be probably the two I would.
Yeah.
You guys ever do any oxtail?
Once I've done oxtail.
Never. That's on my list to try too, but I've never tried it.
Ham and oxtail soup.
Surprisingly phenomenal piece of meat too.
There's not much meat to it though. It looks like it's all bone.
It is. It truly is. Yeah, it's more like a stew meat, right? You put it in a big old bowl of stew with a bunch of other stuff, and so I put usually some stew beef down at the same time I'm doing the oxtail, and then the oxtail becomes like your delicatessen point, and the other beef stews to fill your belly.
Yeah,
I want to try cow tongue. I got a buddy at work. He's Mexican, not sound whatever, but they eat a lot of different parts of the cow. He talks about beef.
So if you want. If you're going to try beef tongue, here's the way you're going to figure it out. Get Brian to take a big 3-piece wad of gum and chew it for an hour and then hand it to you. That's
he
the
says
same
beef
texture as
tongue
beef tongue.
tacos are pretty good. I don't know.
They're not terrible. I won't get you wrong, but it's that's weirded out, man, eating the tongue.
Just looking at it, I was like, nah.
Right? It's like purple and
blind box. I
Nope.
DAL blind box beef tongue.
Can't do it.
No, I'm ribeye all the way because you can grind that. I do Philly steaks all the time with ribeyes.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do that all different ways.
I find I used to work for a company called NutriFarms, and I had about 112 farms where we would take a family's order and we'd provide them the meat that they need all year. So I'd get the animals butchered down, and then they would have a delivery show up, and they've got a year's worth of meat in a freezer at their house. So that was the beautiful part of my life. But the bloody meat eaters are after the ribeyes for sure. Do you do so the T-bone's a big waste of money. Everybody should hopefully know that, but the bone's a 1/3 of the weight. So you have your New York strip on one side and your beef tenderloin on the other side. So I just separate them. If I'm doing a steak, I'm a New York strip guy for sure.
Those are pretty good.
So let's reverse that with pork. If you could pick a cut of meat on a pork, what would it be?
On the pork, I'm a monster fan of the belly, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pork belly is everything. It's just so usable. I did a pork belly brisket today. Do you guys ever do one of those? Oh, bro, take a full pork belly out of the package and do it the exact same method as your brisket. Don't change a damn thing.
Yeah.
And eat that bacon at the end of it. I'm telling you, it's next level and it's heaven.
I'm gonna have to try that.
It is heaven, bro. So the same method. You bring it to 170, wrap it up, do whatever you're gonna do to it. Bring it up to 202, probe tender. It's beautiful. But when you go to slice into this thing, you're getting little slices of bacon brisket, and it's just bacon. It resembles brisket. It's just more fatty and more. Man, is it delicious?
See, I've done it as like the pork belly burn ends before.
Yeah, everybody does burn ends, man. That's why. So up here, I've got one other barbecue joint that I compete with. He's a good buddy of mine, but he's pretty good. But so I'm known as the carnival barbecue guy. You want to go get Texas style, and you want your mac and cheese and your cornbread, you go see Kyle. He's that guy. I did pulled pork pogos yesterday. You want cornbread? Cool. I'm going to wrap it around a great big stick of cheese that's already molded in brisket or pulled pork. And then I'm going to dunk it, and I'm going to give you a pulled pork or a brisket pogo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's the way I give you your meal. Right. So when they come to my restaurant, I have platters available, but the way I do it is I go, okay, how many people are you feeding? 4. What do you want to spend per person? $20 a head. So you want an $80 platter? I'll hook you up. There's no price tags on my stuff. They basically negotiate with me and tell me how much they want to spend. You want to spend $15 a head? Cool. I'll make you a platter that fits $15 a head.
Yeah. Here's one for you to try.
Yeah.
And this is one I want to try too. So if I do it before you, I'll reach out and I'll be like, hey, dude, I just tried it. You do the same. But it's pork belly lollipop.
I've done, so last weekend I did pork belly cinnamon buns.
Ooh, those are good.
They're really good, man. So the lollipop's easy, right? So you get your pork belly out, cut, instead of cutting your smaller strips, cut a big long one end to end.
Yeah.
And then take the whole strip just before the end, leave a half an inch at the end of it attached, and cut the other rest of it in half and braid it. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to wrap one in one direction and wrap the other one in another direction. And that's what gives you the pinwheel look. It's awesome.
Okay.
Stick a skewer through it. They're really good, but it's still pork belly on a stick. It's an awesome fair food. It's a good food. It's a good food truck thing. But you take that to another level and make a cinnamon bun with it instead.
Yeah.
Man, imagine a cinnamon bun where the bacon is the dough.
Yeah. Right.
That's all that is. It's so damn good. So what I do with the pork belly when I'm making the cinnamon rolls is I fillet it in half.
Yep.
And then inside I'm spreading all that cinnamon bun stuff. All of it's on the inside of that. And then when I cut it into the rolls and the strips, I'm doing the cinnamon bun shit all over the outside of it. Then I make a cinnamon bun glaze that goes on at the end to like tack it. And then I come off and I'm legitimately putting white icing, cake icing on it. Damn. And they're going out the door, bro. And it is one of the most impeccable bites of barbecue you're ever going to eat.
Man. I am way too fat to be listening.
People are sad that they're like, it's got to be on the menu full time. It's got to be on the menu full time. And they're stupid easy to make. And you make great money up here with pork belly. I can get a full-blown pork belly for $22 Canadian.
Damn, yeah, they're not expensive.
Right. Not expensive at all. So up here, the challenge is a raw brisket cost me $110 Canadian. A barrel of wood to cook it is $60 Canadian. So I'm $200 deep in just cooking it.
Yeah.
And then I've got maybe 8 pounds of meat that I'm going to sell at $35 a pound. So I'm not making shit on it that way.
No.
Right. So I got to go carnival. I got to do. So I make another thing. You ever had a barbecue sundae?
Yeah.
I probably do barbecue sundae. So in the bottom of my sundae cup, I do my Carolina mustard barbecue sauce in my chopped brisket. And then the next layer, I have what's called a smash fry. So I take red and white creamer potatoes, I boil them, and then I break them open so the guts come out. I deep fry them like a French fry, and then I roll them in garlic parm truffle butter.
Okay.
I've won best fries in London 4 years in a row because of them. So that's the one layer. Above that, it goes pulled pork to the top of the cup. And then there's a meat candy piece on the top as the cherry.
Nice.
For $12.
There's a place in Texas I went to had one, and it was pulled brisket on the bottom.
Yep.
And then they did, what was the next layer? I think it was either taters or mac and cheese. It was one of the two. And their taters were just like smashed taters.
Gotcha.
The next layer was your choice, either pulled pork or their jalapeno sausage. And then the other layer was the opposite of either the tater or the mac and cheese.
And was it in like a cup or like a banana split bowl?
It was in a cup.
In a cup, cool, right on.
And then they just topped it with jalapenos. But I was like, I never heard of it until I went to see family. Like, we got a new barbecue restaurant we're taking to. I'm like, sweet.
Very cool.
I was like, I just want that. I was like, oh, dude, every time I go down, I just want that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, man, I've went on, was it last Christmas? So my kids are 15 and 14 now. So I'm like, guys, I can give you $1,000 and stuff that you're going to go ahead and sell in a yard sale next April, or we can go on a trip. But I'm going to guide the trip. So we went and did an 18-day barbecue tour. I went to 10 different states across the southern U.S. The main point I wanted to end up was at Meat Church in Wackalaxie there. And so I was in Fort Worth and Dallas and all that. But anyways, I went to 10 different states and I got to stop and work at 8 different Champions restaurants for a day. And nice. I volunteered. I just pulled in basically at 6 a.m. and said, hey, man, I'm Canadian. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. Can I work with you for the day? And they all let me.
That's awesome.
It was so cool. I learned so much. So I was at a place called, if you guys ever get there in Fort Worth, it's called Panther City. It's a barbecue joint run by this Mexican dude who's like 5'2". But I'm telling you, some of the best, most craziest, cool combinations of food flavors I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. One of my favorite stops, and it was an accident that I found it. It was called Whole Hog in Arkansas.
Yeah, I've heard of them. I just saw something about them today.
Bro, you want to eat the best rib of your life? Is that guy 100% hands down? I will drive right now to come and meet you there for ribs.
I'll be darned.
It would take me 15 hours to get there, and I would do it. It's so good. So I'm on a road trip, and I'm about to. So there's a barbecue joint on the side of the road. So we stop there and I'm eating, and it's mediocre at best. And there's a guy sitting at the bar, and he's hearing me talk to the guy that owns the place. And here's what I'm doing. And he goes, so he waits for the owner to disappear, and he's like, okay, man. He's like, here's the deal. I'm only eating at this place because of fucking this my brother-in-law. He goes, you go down the road about 4 miles. There's a place called Whole Hog. Get out of this place and go eat right there. So I'm like, cool. But if I had not stopped there, my GPS turn point was 1 mile up the road to go a different direction. So he tells me to go up 3 miles. I end up finding the best place in my life on accident.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Loved it. New Orleans too. Wow, there's some great barbecue in New Orleans. I was shocked. I thought for sure that was nothing but Creole gumbo, fucking eating swamp meats. It was good, man. It was good. I had some really shitty barbecue too, though. Pappas in Texas or in Houston. Fuck, that place is gross.
No. Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, I met some really cool people. Got to work with some awesome places. Got to see a lot of cool equipment I haven't seen before. So it's nice bringing this stuff up. So barbecue, we're at a point in Canada right now where barbecue's just exploding. All of us have been running down to the U.S. to compete, and finally, there's some KCBS traction up here in Canada.
Yeah.
Right. So, but the challenge is always obviously flying and trying to find somebody that's got equipment to lend you.
Yeah.
Down in the U.S., it's everywhere, but up here, man, it's tooth and nail up here to find something. So, hey, do you guys travel and compete?
I don't really travel much more. I used to compete a long time ago. I'm just
Did
getting
you?
back into competitions again. Just
But have
'cause
you
I
ever had
got
to you ever had to get on an airplane and go to one?
nope.
Okay. I was just going to ask you, what the hell do you put in your bags?
Well, the bum, if he's not on tonight, but he does. He went to the Netherlands.
Netherlands be awesome.
I think that's what it was. He threw all his dry goods
Yeah.
in his carry on and everything. But
Did he bring his knives?
I don't think he did, because I remember
got
him telling me he had
those.
guys overseas. He gave them like literally his order, and they had to order all
They had it
the
all
stuff,
ready.
like liquids and all that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know how they'd react if I showed up on the airplane with a knife roll. What your carry on look like? It's 14 blades, man.
I think you might be on a different list somewhere.
Yeah, you're under arrest, sir.
I mean, I know.
There
Some
goes
guys
the
like
captain
Tennessee
search.
boys and them have brought full briskets on. They brought meat on.
Yeah, so in my country, like we can bring meats, fly everywhere I want. Man, I can get on an airplane with weed here in Canada. It's the best. It's awesome. You go through, it's weird. Everything's legal up here, right? So I can go to any grocery store, side variety store that's everywhere. But like, what a weird feeling when you get on an airplane and you know you got an ounce of weed in your pocket and you're flying across the country. It's amazing. But yeah, everybody up here is all
That's
over
awesome.
that. Yeah,
I
it's
just gotta go to Canada to do that.
man, it's catching on everywhere, right? So the worst part's traveling in the U.S. though, because in Canada, like, man, I'm every day since I'm 13 years old. That literally, but you travel to the U.S. and I go through. I'm like, okay, in Michigan I can get it, but I'm traveling to Texas, right? So Michigan I can stop and get some, but I can't have it in Ohio. But then I can get it again in Tennessee, but then I can't touch it again in this state. So where the hell am I allowed to smoke this?
Legal in Missouri.
Right? Is it legal in Missouri?
Yep.
You just passed it a year or two ago. It's legal.
You
now.
did it. The governments are finally realizing how much money they make on taxing it. So why
Well,
fight it?
Colorado started it with taxing it, and then they kind of went from there.
Yeah, I want them to make it
We're going to
broccoli
do it
illegal.
anyway. You might as well get the tax money off of it.
Yeah. Well, maybe if enough of us act all weird after we eat broccoli, they'll decriminalize that, or they'll criminalize broccoli.
I'm all for that.
I'm all right with getting rid of that in my life.
Yep.
Bum
I hear
diggy.
that.
So that picture I'm seeing behind you, Brian, is that your rub line?
Yeah. Yep.
What's your go-to?
Top secret. That one.
So you're telling me it's a top secret, or it's called top secret?
It's
Okay.
top secret meat dust. Yeah. And then the one next to it's the Twisted Texas.
The blue one,
The yellow one.
yellow one. Yep.
Yeah, I just did some burn-ins today with that on, and it was. I mean, it's a good all-around Texas style. It's like a Montreal, like the thicker.
Yeah.
Thicker.
A lot of coarse grinds.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is it more
One of
sugar
my-
or salt based?
The Texas would be salt base.
So a rub.
The top secret is definitely a sugar base.
Nice. Not enough people know the difference between rubs and seasonings, eh?
Well, it's what we try to say is like these may say barbecue rub or barbecue seasoning or whatever, but dude, we use them on anything cooking.
Absolutely.
I mean,
but I get people that'll be like, Steve, that rub you recommended to me, and it burnt the chicken. I'm like, which one did I recommend to you? And they're like, this one. I'm like, that's a seasoning, and all you did is burn the sugar, right?
yeah.
Oh,
right.
sorry. Well, what's this? That's the rub. That's the salt content. See the big grains of salt in it? Yeah, that's designed to be the top. So put your flavoring down and then put the rub on top. Oh, what a different story, Steve.
No, it is like Brad. This yellow and red bottle.
Yep.
It's pineapple chipotle.
Pineapple, nice.
Put that on his ramen noodles and told me about it. I was like, never thought of that. I always did my Mexican rub in ramen noodles or
For sure. Try all your rubs on popcorn, bro.
Oh, we have, yeah.
Oh, so
Pineapple
good.
chipotle and top secret on popcorn. What's the one? Smoked cream cheese.
Yep.
I mix both my Mexican and pineapple chipotle on smoked cream cheese, and it's. I have to start doing for 4 of us. I have to do 4 blocks
Easy, yeah.
because it's just gone.
Beautiful. Are you guys is pickle flavored anything popular down there?
Some people are using like spicy rubs,
Yep.
throwing it in the pickle juice and just close it, throw it in the fridge for a week and let it just soak it in.
Oh, but they're not incorporating pickle into the rubs.
No.
Not that I've seen yet.
Seeing a lot of people do it up here. What about root beer?
I have seen some root beer sauce.
There's some root beer rubs going on up here right now that are epic.
Really?
Look for one called
Yeah,
Rootin' Tootin' root beer. It's a powdered Rootin' Tootin' root beer. It's a powdered rub.
See, I've seen the Dr. Pepper, the Mountain Dew, and the root beer in sauces and glazes.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody doing in a rub, and this guy nailed it.
That's crazy.
Nailed it. And he's about an hour away from me.
That's what was one of my projects is a root beer. I've been messing around with the root beer one too.
Yeah.
No,
You guys
actually,
are
my
spoiled down
favorite
there.
one of his rubs is the black one. His head's kind of in the way of it, which it's kind of it's smoked seasoned salt. I swear that stuff's got crack in it. I don't know what's all in it, but like I put it on eggs. I put it on. My wife just likes it because she likes the white noise, which you don't have those two up there. But white noise is a more garlicky. It's more garlic forward. So if she wants something, then I always say women have a lot better palate and a nose than men do. Like she'll take a smell of it. She's like, no, I want something that's not quite as garlicky. And then she'll go to the smoked seasoned salt. But if she wants with something like chicken with the more garlicky, then she goes to the white noise.
Yeah, I got one. We got a pecan one out under Addicted to the Q. And then we got it's called White Noise. It's like a double garlic, double salt. It's pretty much a garlic salt.
Yep.
But then it's got some onion powder. It's got a bunch of white pepper and a bunch of jalapeno in it.
You ever use flaked butter?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What about honey powder?
Yep.
Honey dust, they call it. Yeah, stuff like that, man.
Yep.
So
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. I was just saying there's a similar one we have called garlic butter, but it's the same idea what you're talking about there. But we have these butter flakes in it that melt. It comes on when you put it on there, and it looks bright yellow, and then all of a sudden the yellow just dissipates and disappears.
I'll do compound butter with like the honey powder. I got a big jug of it. We do. One of my kids, they're whatever you call it, allergic to dairy.
Yeah, the lactose intolerant.
Yeah. So we make almond milk, and I'll throw the honey powder in the almonds when we grind it down to liquid.
Brilliant. It's hard to find up here, man. Honey powder in Canada is next to nobody has it.
Wow.
But it's one of my key
Amazon
secrets.
doesn't even have it.
You can, man, but you Amazon some stuff up here. So I'll give you an example. You know that Dano shit? That Dano's not shit. It's good. I mean, some of it's good. But what's a bottle of Dano's cost you down where you're at?
What, like $6.99, something like
$85 delivered to my front door. $85 fucking dollars.
Shit.
Dang.
So forget it.
That better get made of gold.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So that's the challenge we got. You guys are spoiled down there. You got so many different flavors of potato chips, pops, fucking Oreo cookies. I get chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. And then I go into Michigan and I walk in the store and I'm like, what the? Look at all the colors in the Oreos, hon.
Are your stores half empty then, or?
Oh man, they're full. We just don't get options. We get the basics. You guys have creativity.
How's it bringing those Oreos back over the border? Can you do
so
that?
We can bring all that. Yeah, once you're over. So if we go over and stay, like if we go over for a night, stay overnight, 24 hours, I'm allowed to bring, I think it's $650 a person back.
Oh, hell. Yeah.
So you hand them a receipt at the window. And as long as you so I drive up to the border, I have receipts in my hands and I could have $10,000 worth of stuff in my car, but I'll have $800 on receipts. And the guy goes, you got anything to report? And I'm like, all these receipts, what'd you total it? Oh, it's probably about $800. Okay, have a good day.
Huh.
That's what I get. So I have a pain in the ass. You guys, man, your border's insane. You get to that border and it's just, they want everything, including my third child and my blood samples. I'm like, wow, just to get over. I'm like, I'm going to the fucking hockey game. I think, but it used to be okay, and now it's tough. But now I get all over the place now. But they're getting a lot stronger. When was it like? Have you guys ever crossed a land border?
Oh yeah.
Once. Like coming. So where did you go? Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah. So you're okay. All right.
I've never crossed it by land. I've always flown in.
Always flown in. Yeah. So flying in for us, your customs is way easier because your customs is on the Canadian side, and they're nice, normal people because we've been around them forever. But then you get down to the U.S., man, and some of them people, I'm like, holy cow, like, settle down a bit, sir. So when I go to the airport now, I probably shouldn't say this. So I wear a T-shirt that says, it's not GAY if it's the TSA. And I let them pat me down and go ahead, man. They never want to pat me down. I'm like, I got a big old smile on that t-shirt on. Like, come on, pick me.
That's great.
It's epic. I wear it everywhere I go. Only if I'm going through a U.S. customs, though.
That's
So, do
funny.
you guys have really good maple syrup up there?
Dude, maple syrup. I can walk out and lick a tree and have maple syrup. Yeah, maple syrup up here's that's our gold. That's our
trying
like
to
you guys.
decide, like, is it better to pay for and have Canadian? Like, I wonder if it would be better on barbecue than the U.S. syrup.
Pure maple syrup's amazing. Like if you're talking like Aunt Jemima and stuff like that, like that's not maple syrup. I literally take a tap, I can go pop it in a tree, wait 10 minutes, and it starts dripping out pure maple syrup. To refine it, they boil it, they get some cred out of it and stuff. But man, that maple syrup that comes out, it's liquid gold.
Yeah, my wife spends bank on Canadian maple syrup.
What
like these jugs?
So I have up in Canada, we all have hot water, cold water, and maple syrup taps. I'm joking, but we should.
Should.
We should. It's everywhere up here. Yeah, but maple syrup is kick butt. Did you know that? So when you tap a maple tree, you get maple syrup. Did you know that you can tap an apple tree and get syrup? Apple syrup?
Are you serious?
Swear to God, man. In Frankenmuth, Michigan, I discovered it. They have an apple tree inside the store. They have a tap on that tree in the store, and I can walk up and I can taste it right off of the tap. And it's unbelievably good. So I have a case of it at home now. It's one of my secrets in my rib wins. I use it as my binder. It's apple syrup, bro.
I'll be darned.
It's unreal good. It's so good. Yeah, so it's like maple syrup, but it's apple syrup.
Well, thanks for that tip.
You're more than welcome. The only place I've ever seen it, Frankenmuth, Michigan.
Is it sticky?
It's very sticky. That's why I use it as the binder. It's like honey, man. You're pouring it out and it's like syrup. What's that?
I didn't know if it'd burn a lot on if you got too high a temp, if it'd burn on ribs or.
So do you guys do hot and fast or low and slow?
Mostly drums, hot and fast.
All right, I'm hot and fast all day long. So you're hot and fast. I've never had a temperature, and I had my can yesterday go up to 400 degrees, and it didn't hurt that stuff at all.
Oh, yeah, you'd be fine then.
Yeah, you'll be fine on it. It's like
I usually cook 300, 325 on ribs.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was supposed to be, but I had discovered that my temperature gauge was very covered in soot, and I forgot to give it a good scraping. Do you guys actually clean your temperature probes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a great idea. So 3 years later, I discovered that's probably a good idea. I look inside and I'm like, there's a half an inch of crud around it. No wonder why I can't keep a temp.
The guy that taught that one of my barbecue mentors is he won the Royal in 07, but if you look at his drums, they call him he says hillbilly offense because he says it doesn't have to look pretty to win. And like there's one time I was like, Bub, when's the last time you cleaned this thing? Because there was grease on the temp gauge. He just wipes it off and says, it'll be right.
So yeah,
I clean my drums when I have to, and that's about it.
We have a wicked product up here called Pit Shine, and it's like it's fucking like a Windex bottle, man. I spray this stuff, and I don't know what's in it, and it's all food grade safe, but it liquefies and the stuff just drips down. I can literally wipe it off with a paper towel.
There's one at Sam's Club that everyone uses. It's literally the same way. It's a paint stripper, but it's a degreaser for that stuff. And I'm like, man, okay, I'm gonna tape up the paint so it doesn't go over. You know?
That's it. Absolutely. And then keeping things food grade too. Have you ever had a fire in your can?
Nope.
Never. No. I did that one on accident. Burnt a wheel right off the bottom of it.
Oh wow.
When I first got them, right? So I have a company in it's Wainwright, Alberta, but it's called Drumbo, Drumbo, very much like your Gateway drums and cans. Anyway, this guy's phenomenal. So I get a hold of him and he sends it to me. My very first cook, he doesn't send me a video on how to light it. I get like a YouTube link, right? And that's all I have. So I light it up and then I'm doing the old looking at it and sitting there and I'm having a cigarette. And I'm probably about 45 seconds later, it's like whoosh, across the bottom of it. It was like a blowback fireball. I'm like, holy Christ. I look down at the gauge, it's pushing 500 degrees. I'm like, oh, and I have it sitting on the ground. My asphalt driveway's melting. I'm like, holy Christ, I got to get this guy. I literally had to call him and get him on the phone. I'm like, what the fuck do I do to stop the heat? He's like, close all the valves. Obviously, I wasn't thinking of that at all, but I had to make an emergency call. I'm like, this thing's going to explode. Something's wrong. So it melted the day I got it, melted my sticker on the front all the way about halfway up. It looked burnt. So everybody, I still have it now. And I'm like, you know what? It looks like it's smoked. So I just told everybody that's the way I designed it.
That's hilarious.
But it's a reminder to me to pay attention.
Yep.
Right? I hate when people say things or set it and forget it. There's nothing in life that is set it and forget it.
No.
Right?
So what do you do with the food truck when you run to a comp? Do you have someone that runs it for you, or?
Yeah, so it's a complete inside my family. So my wife, my 15-year-old boy, and my 14-year-old girl, we run things between the four of us.
Okay.
So today my son and I were at the barbecue class. While I was teaching class, he was running the smoker. So he did all the lunch for everybody. If I was to not wake up tomorrow, my 15-year-old could run my business, no problem.
Nice.
And then my wife and daughter were running the restaurant today at the same time. So if I had to put the food truck out, so yesterday my wife, all four of us worked the restaurant until 2:30, and then my son and I took off to go to a fighting event. There was 20 amateur fights in London, and so that was from 4 till 10 p.m. with the food truck. So we went and did that last night, me and my son.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Keeps all the dollars in the family too, right?
Yeah.
But there's too many kids nowadays that just have zero work ethic. They're all stuck on their phones and their technology and crap.
I was
And they
getting
can't
ready to
carry
say
on.
that. That's
Yep.
really
Can't
cool.
carry on a conversation for the life of them. So my house, we grew up no technology Tuesday, Thursdays. They're not allowed to touch anything. Go grab a Scrabble board, grab Monopoly, play a deck of cards. I don't care, but you're not touching it. My kids hate video games. Okay, my son gets picked on because he won't play a video game. They just don't. But each one of them got fat little bank accounts. My son at 14 years old bought his first motorcycle. My little girl's got an account right now. She's paying for the family vacation to Newfoundland this year.
Dang.
So like, you know what? They do great things. So I'm lucky, man. I got told I should write a book on how to be a dad.
That's awesome.
But it wasn't easy. I raise my voice when I have to. I've never raised my hand, but I'm ultimately, I raise my voice at strangers' kids in there if they're not doing it. I'm walking around Walmart and there's a kid spazzing and freaking out and the mom's just dragging him. I'll just walk by and I'm like, that's enough. And the kid stops. But then the mother turns around and, you can't yell at my child. I'm like, you need to yell at your child.
You yell at him or I will.
That's exactly it. I get to a point, I'm like, I just can't handle this anymore. Like, enough.
You want me to yell at him or are you going to do it?
Surprise, surprise. That kid didn't do anything different other than listen and pay attention. And yes, sir, smile, nod. Yep.
I always say that. Some people's kids, I tell you what.
It's it, man. But it's not the kid. It's the parent, damn it.
They don't want to parent anymore.
They're not. They let technology babysit their kids. I need 2 hours of peace and quiet. Here's the Disney Channel. Have fun.
Yep. No, that's it. 100%. I mean, that's why my
Well,
7-year-old
part of it too,
eat her
though.
first boneless, skinless thighs on the grill. I was like, you want to what? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hell yeah.
Well, part of the problem though too, because our kids don't do well with technology. Like it's like a drug for them.
Yeah, they're tech
But you
targeted.
we wouldn't believe how many times like the school or like everybody else like pushes it on them. It's like we
From
try to stop
kindergarten.
it, but it's like a fight to have the school or somebody. Nowadays they learn everything on these freaking Chromebooks and everything else, and it's
At
like,
our kids' school, we got one of the newest
technology
schools.
does not do well.
Yeah, one of the newest where I live in my neighborhood is one of the newest schools here, and it's got technology to the point where they have those Chromebooks are in their desks, like built into their desks, and then the teacher doesn't use chalk anymore. She's got a finger drawing board, and she can hit buttons and delete everything like an Etch-a-Sketch. And like, oh, Jesus, man, like kids are so lazy. Do you ever see how they teach people math now?
Yeah.
I can't even help my kid with math anymore. I'm like, whatever happened to like 2 times, 3 times this, and now you got to like draw pictures and eat a strawberry and dance around your head and do this and put it on paper to come up with that. I'm like, this is not
And
math.
circle
You got to
this,
draw a
grouping,
tic-tac-toe
and do
board.
this. Yes.
Yeah. We pulled our kids out of public school this year. I was like fortunate enough that we've saved enough money. We threw them into a private school, and I was like, let's talk about technology. They're like, none. I'm like,
Good.
Love it. Let's talk about homework. They're like, they will be loaded. I'm like, sweet.
Love it.
Sure enough, every freaking night, Monday through Friday, they have homework. I'm like, this is what we need. That's what we had. So you're doing it.
Yeah.
Whatever
That's why
happened to the pencil and paper and writing things down? That lost. Now kids these days they don't even know how to write practically because
There is none. How are they going to have a signature? They can't even they don't teach them how to write.
Yeah.
Nope.
Everybody's signature is going to be block letters.
Like from what I understand, I may be wrong, but I thought the U.S. canceled like cursive in our schools.
So did Canada. Yep.
The private school they're in, no.
Good.
My 11-year-old has to write everything in cursive in that grade.
Have you ever written a
Really?
letter and showed your kids and get them to try and read your letter in cursive?
He can now, but
You can
before
now,
that
yeah.
he didn't know what it is, and now he's like, I have to figure out what cursive is, and now he's like, now everything he has to do has to be cursive.
Good. I wish they would keep teaching that stuff.
They say you can cripple the generation now with a manual transmission and cursive handwriting.
Yep.
Can you imagine? That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's wild. Are you guys Gen Xers or what are you guys?
Oh, I'm a Gen Xer.
Yeah, me too.
I always say, I think technically I'm a Zennial. I'm kind of in
Is that, oh, yeah, 90s baby?
87.
87. So you're right there.
You're right.
I'm
yeah.
right there. I'm in between.
I was 11 when you were born then, so I was not doing anything other than just probably
I always say I have more of a Gen X.
Damn, when's your
mentality.
birthday, Steve?
May 3rd, 76.
June 10th.
May 10th, no shit, a fellow Taurus.
No, June.
Oh, June. So
Yeah.
you're same year, 76?
76.
Oh, that's wild. So I got you by a month then.
Fuck. We're
Sure.
virtually the same age.
We could have been incubator babies, man. We could have been brothers.
Never know.
Never know, man.
No, I always say it's weird. I got like the work ethic of a Gen X, but I have certain things like when it comes to time off, I will use my time off. That's
You
like
will, yeah. That makes sense. I
Yeah,
keep
it's
seeing all
true.
kinds of videos pop up and they just keep like, why is Gen X hiding? And everybody describes Gen X. I'm like, that's it, man. We're just sitting here quietly watching. You wait.
And that's 100% true. Like, I've seen some like, nobody drinks out of a garden hose. That stuff's wrong. This and that. I'm like,
I grew up on a garden hose.
bitch, we drank out of a garden hose.
If I didn't drink out of a water hose, I would have been fucking parched. I would have been, would have died of thirst.
Like we had this thing in our neighborhood. It was like on probably 2 miles away, but we called it the Y, and it was a street that veered off as a Y.
Yep.
That was our football field as 10, 11, 12-year-olds.
Perfect.
And I joke with everyone going, dude, I would go up there on my bike. My mom's like, be home when the lights come on.
That's it.
And that's how we were. Like, it didn't matter if I broke my elbow. I'd still be out there playing, and, I mean, we'd have fun.
If she had to find you, she'd look for the biggest pile of bicycles. She'd know where you're at, and if she yelled your name and you weren't home, it's your fault.
Yeah. Oh, no, we're a different breed, and it's like you said, we're just quietly sitting here watching.
I can remember being 14 years old and my dad calling me up from a strip bar, hammered, going, son, you're not supposed to drink and drive, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's probably less punishment if you come and drive me home. I get in a cab, go down, and I'm 14 years old, no driver's license, driving my drunk dad home. He was a corrupt fella. He taught me a lot of things that I shouldn't have been taught. But
that's hilarious.
The best one I get is like, sorry, we have a department store up here called Canadian Tire. It's like your sporting store. She's like, you're going to teach you how to get a $300 fishing rod for $10. I'm like, okay. What do you got to do? And he's like, you go and take the $300 tag and take the $10 tag and switch them, and then take that fishing pole to the youngest female cashier you can find. She doesn't know fuck all about fishing. She doesn't know what a $10 pole looks like or a $300 pole. So I'm like, Dad, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to teach me this at fucking 13, 14 years old. But he was a truck driver, and he's that kind of guy. He was an awesome dude.
Yeah.
That's
Is
funny.
he still around?
No, he's long gone now, but he lives on. He lives on through me. That's all right, man. That's all good. My mom's still around. She's kicking. I have in my life a lot of, like, my best man at my wedding died in my arms on a drug overdose. He died on my arms twice, but then the final time he died right in my arms. And then growing up, I had 4, 5, 6 buddies of mine commit suicide in very dramatic ways, all within a week of each other, because of each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. Been on my own since I was 15 years old, kind of thing. Got kicked out of my house at 15. I've never been back since. Met my daughter at 30. She's 30 years old now, but I met her for the first time between plexiglass and jail. That was what turned my life around at 21 years old. I'm like, I'm never going to have that happen again. Right. And that's kind of what turned my life around. I've been a good dad ever since that day. But I tell you, from 15 to 21, I was a nitwit.
Yeah. Well, A lot of us are.
Right. Yeah. And I don't look at it like I don't regret
lessons
nothing.
aren't learned easy.
And I look at it too, where I don't regret a damn thing that happened, because every single decision I made got me to this interview right now.
Yeah.
Right. And one thing I changed or did differently, I wouldn't have met you guys. I wouldn't have been doing what I'm doing right now. So I never looked bad back at anything. Right. What do they call it? Fail forward.
Yep. Life choices, and it's. I look at my past, and that's all you can do. Look at your past, because it's all a learning lesson.
Learning lesson, man. That's it.
Where you're going to be at.
Absolutely.
That's what I always tell my kids. It's not where you come from. It's where you end up.
It's where you've been, right? Yeah, kind of same things too. There's a reason why the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I know
exactly.
I know the path I was going. Hell, the night before I left for the Marine Corps, we had a little party in the hotel room, and there was a lot of weed smoked.
I can imagine there's a lot of things.
So, yeah, I had to sign a waiver when we landed at MCRD San Diego that, yes, I smoked some weed.
That's hilarious.
After I signed a waiver saying, no, I did not.
I've never done that before. Yeah, no doubt. Did they have to piss test you?
No.
No, that's good.
They didn't do anything. It was a surprise, but yeah, I signed the waiver. I was like, man, I got tanked. My eyes are still red.
Well, hey, thanks for the service, man.
No, thank you.
Much obliged. My son right now, he's on his military path. They got so a nice thing in our high school up here is the kids can co-op into the military starting in grade 11. And so they get paid $62 a day, and their pension starts at 16 years old, bro.
Whoa.
Unreal, right? So then here's the next kicker. If they do that for 2 years in high school, they're given a full ride scholarship to the Royal Military College here in Canada. And they can go in for 4 years, get any trade, any course, anything they want. And then after they're done graduating, they only owe 4 years back in service.
That is awesome.
As they get paid their $100,000 a year to be in service. So it's just awesome the way they set it up here. There's not enough kids that do it, but my son, since he's 3 years old, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a soldier. Cool kid. Everybody wants to be a soldier. It hasn't changed, man. You ask him today, he's like, what do you want to do for a living? I'm going to kick doors in and blow shit up.
That's awesome.
That's pretty damn cool. He's a 33-time world karate champion, so I know his path is there. I've been to 7 different countries because of his martial arts.
That's cool.
Kid's tough as balls. So remember when I told you earlier I used to own a mixed martial arts school and I was fighting in the cages? So my son's name is Caleb with a K. So my wife, Liz, I love the name Caleb. I'm like, cool. Can we spell it with a K? She's like, yeah. So well, you got to pick the first name. I want the middle name. I love the name Owen. She's like, no, it rings well, so well. His initials are K.O. Boyle. So like 33, awesome. It was, man, I had him a marketing name like you wouldn't believe right away. I knew he was going to follow in my footsteps. So yeah, we call him the Hype now. He's nicknamed the Hype. Believe the Hype.
Nice.
Yeah, man. You ever get out on YouTube, something like that? Look up Caleb the Hype Boyle, Boyle, and watch what this kid was doing from 6 years old till 14. He was the youngest boy in Ontario to ever be given a legitimate black belt. He outranked every adult that he went against in his test. His knowledge. So they do a written test and an actual fighting test, and he outdid them in the knowledge portion of history of karate, and he also outperformed them in all the katas, all the weapons, all the sparring. Like the kid's a natural ninja.
That's awesome.
And then my daughter, she's 14. We tried her in every sport you can imagine. She couldn't find nothing she loved. One day I'm bored. I'm like, you know what? You want to go out to the archery range and we'll just like shoot balloons and shit. Get out there. She falls in love with archery 2 years ago. Today, she's the number 1 14-year-old female in the province of Ontario archer.
Oh, that's cool.
She's a sniper, bro. She can pick off I would say from 50 yards, midway point on a football field, and she'll hit the target in the end zone 9 out of 10 times.
That's awesome.
So they're at 14, they're itching at her. They want her to start prepping for the Olympics because there's no female Olympians in archery up here.
Oh, shit. Yeah, she needs to.
Stupid cool, right? So in their high school, now they have an archery team because of her. She's about to graduate to go to high school next year. They created an archery team for her to come into.
That is awesome.
Right, Nita? So they basically recruited her into this high school. And so she ended up switching. Instead of going where her brother goes, she's going to this other school for archery.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky, man. I got 2 kids that just really know what they're doing, and they're just awesome, cool kids, and they have great work ethics, and they hate spending money. That's a great combo.
Yeah, that's my son. He's like, I mean, we're in 6th year in competitive soccer, and he's just like, this is what I want to do. I'm like, well, if you don't, what do you want to do? He goes, I want to be an engineer. I'm like, all right, you know what you want to do. You're 11. And then the 7-year-old, she's like, I want to learn to cook. I'm like, you're going to have your own YouTube channel one day. Let's go cook right now.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Well, how many kids made millions of dollars just, what do you call it? Opening up toy boxes.
Oh, I know.
That's how it all started, right? So how long you guys been doing this show?
What's this? Our 2nd year? Yeah.
3rd year, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong.
So what made you want to get into it?
Just
Just
it's just
enjoy
fun.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they say if you want to be good at it, make this your job. But Brad and I are like, we just want to do this to meet people from
That's it.
all over the world, just have fun. Like we have one crew that we took and we started doing quarterly with them, which is Curly Bird Barbecue. What they ended up doing was selling their house and they bought a trailer, and now as they dubbed themselves the Barbecue Gypsies, they travel. That's all
That's
they do.
awesome.
They travel. So we do Where in the World is Curly Bird Barbecue once a
That's
quarter
cool.
to find out where they're at.
That's pretty sweet. And I
So,
bet there's lots of people that want to travel and follow that and see what they're doing too, right? So
it's
that's why I love the
interesting.
barbecue world. Such a big, huge family. It doesn't matter where I go. I can show up anywhere in any state, any province, and I can sit next to somebody and they're like my brother or sister.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's like
They were
them.
in New Zealand over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we talked to them. They were Texas to New Zealand to California. I'm
No
like,
doubt, eh?
what the hell?
That's some traveling. I can't wait till I got the money to be able to do something like that. That meat stock that happened in Australia there, that looked pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I want to do that one day.
That's on my bucket list. It's got to happen.
I have
It's a
to
couple
bring
weeks
Brad
away.
food
That's the
for
same
lamb.
weekend as. That's May 3rd because JDQ Josh DeWitt's going over there to cook it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my birthday. May 3rd.
Yeah.
I just
Beautiful.
want to be able to travel the world and barbecue just once.
Just once, eh? Yeah. Did you tell me what you do for a living?
I do construction. I'm actually the
Construction.
manager of a construction place.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I do the bidding and the ordering and making sure everything's good so the guys in the field can do it.
Don't lie. You do the firing.
I do that. I do that too.
That's all
And I
right.
get the ass chewings. I'm actually the division manager person, so I'm in charge of like 7 office people and like 30 field people.
Sweet.
Which sounds really good in theory, but it's a giant babysitting service is really all it is. I
Adult
run a fancy
babysitting.
daycare. In other words, I run a fancy daycare.
Yeah, about 10 years ago, I worked in the construction with a group called AM Group of Companies. We did siding, soffit, roofing, windows, doors, troughs, you name it. We did everything. But my job was bringing $1 million companies to $20 million companies. And I had the fear of God put into me when 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with a stage 4 cancer. And so I'm looking at, literally, I'm about to go to Ireland on a Friday. I get a phone call on Wednesday. I went to go get a cyst on my neck looked at, and the doctor refused to look at the cyst. He goes, "What's that on your leg?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I was wearing shorts. He's like, "That on my leg." He goes, "That, whatever's on your leg, that's bugging me." And he goes, takes a piece out of it. 5 days later, I get a phone call, word for word. "Mr. Boyle, this is Dr. Allison McIver. You're an idiot. You should be dead." I'm like, "What the are you talking about?" She goes, "You have a stage 4 malignant melanoma skin cancer. It's 4 millimeters deep in your leg. If it was 1, I'd cut it out, have a good life. If it was 2, fight for your life with chemo and radiation. Never seen somebody survive past 3. You're legitimately 4 right now." So I'm like, "So, okay, so scaring the piss out of me. What's that mean?" "You need surgery tomorrow." This is on Wednesday. I'm about to fly to Ireland Friday. So I tell her, "Can I do it next week? I'm going to Ireland on Friday." She goes, "If you go to Ireland, you won't make it home."
Wow.
So I'm like, "Oh, okay." Life scared into me. So now I'm scared to sleep because of this. I have this weird psychological issue. I just can't sleep because I'm afraid I won't wake up. But the reason the food truck happened is I got in the idea that if I don't wake up tomorrow, my wife can't do this job. My kids can't do this job. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So I had to get out of that. I quit that world. And then my buddies are like, "Man, you're a great cook. You've been smoking meats forever. Open up a restaurant." I don't want to wait for people to come to me. He's like, "Okay, get a food truck then."
Yeah. Go to them.
You know what? Light bulb, bing, and the food truck idea came in, and I looked and looked, and I had about 70 grand sitting around, and every food truck up here was 120 grand, 130 grand. Maybe the dream's dead. I can't do it. And I went to bed one night, literally giving up, saying it's not going to happen. What's the next? Woke up the next morning on Facebook Marketplace. What pops up? This ugliest tan-colored food truck, $63,000, and it's got a really ugly chicken on it. But it's 2 hours away from me, so I'm like, something's wrong with this truck. It's too cheap. Drive down, go take a look at it. It's a Punjabi family who bought the truck 2 weeks before COVID. COVID hit. Toronto shut down every restaurant everywhere. Couldn't open it for the whole year and a half. Bullshit. And then she's about to go bankrupt and have to leave the country. She sells me her truck for half price. I'm like, man, like I feel bad for you, but fucking thank God I got that truck. And it's paid for itself 5 times in 4 years now. So
That's crazy.
yeah, bro. So up here, food trucks make a great money. I don't like the worst food truck in our town last year made 200 grand.
So that's what my wife and I were just discussing was like, because she knows that's what I want to get. And I'm like, I don't know if I want a food truck or if I want a trailer.
Yeah, trailer. There's a lot of events that won't let you trailer.
Yeah.
You're too big because you're stuck on your truck still, and most events want to give you a 15 by 15 space, and that's just enough for your truck.
Yeah.
Right. But they want, but the trailer, I should have maybe went to a trailer to start. I went full bore right away to the food truck, but good move too. But I've seen a lot of people in trailers, and they eventually go to a food truck.
Yeah.
Right. The trailer is a good starting point. They go from a table and a tent, go from the table and tent to a cart, and the cart's now on a trailer, and now their trailer's a food truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, I would honestly suggest to everybody I talk to, get into it. If you're good at what you do, man, just get mobile food. You're only going to work, 8 months a year. Do you guys have all 4 seasons?
Yep.
Okay, so you work 8 months a year, then and take the winter off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of do that with pest control as it is.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why we're talking. I'm like, at this rate, if I can do the trailer like I explained to her, I could also just take it and run and do comps.
Yep.
Because I wouldn't be doing anything that weekend, but comps would have to come around after, events and everything else.
Absolutely. I have an event that's next weekend. It's 2 hours away from me, but I'll light the smoker in my hometown in London, put on the meat, and it'll smoke while I'm driving down the highway.
What kind of smoker is it?
It's a bog line. It's an offset. It's like an old 334-gallon propane tank, but it's offset for sure.
Is it trailer?
On a trailer. I got it on a 21-foot boat trailer. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
and then
you
when
just tow that behind the food truck and...
I don't tow it behind the food truck. I tow it behind my van.
Oh, okay.
Food truck, I don't want to tow. It's already 11,000 pounds. I don't want to put that, man. My gas mileage would be so bad. Yeah, no, I tow it behind the van. It only weighs about maybe, I want to say 1,400 pounds at the tongue.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty light, right? You can lift it with an average car jack, no problem. So
But for a food truck, that goes from 12 miles a gallon to 1. So
yep, it sure does. I have a hole in the 3/4 of the way up my tank on the food truck. There's a hole in the gas tank, so I can only fill it up $60 at a time. So I got a 2-hour drive. I know I got 3 gas stops along the way. But you can't, because they're old delivery vehicles, there's no such thing as a gas tank for these things. I can't find them in the junkyards. I can't find an old one. They've stopped making this type, and they've gone to like these plastic, fiberglass, whatever bodied things. They're not metal anymore.
yeah.
So I can get this goofy looking thing. But yeah, you just can't find used parts for delivery trucks up here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if you weren't playing with gas, I'd say just get a welder and go weld some
Right?
metal
Yeah.
onto it.
You wouldn't believe like the inspections that we go through up here because we have the gas, we have TSA, electric. It's just pain in the arse to get your food truck inspected and passed up here. It's 2 weeks of hell.
Oh, wow.
But once it's done, it's done. And then, I'd rather them. I'm happy that they do it that way because I know that every food truck out there goes through the same thing. So I know that food's going to be good and safe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm kind of glad that they do that. And then it does take out. There's a lot of nitwits too that shouldn't be in the industry, and it weeds them out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you park anywhere you want up there if you just want to go sell?
So yeah, one of the big rules, I can't be within 100 meters. So 100 meters is 400 feet. Can't be within 400 feet of another restaurant.
Huh. I'll be darned.
So I can't take their business. I'm not after it. I would never do it anyway. So if downtown London has a place called Richmond Row, it's nothing but restaurants.
Yeah.
You'll never see a food truck on that street.
Yeah.
It's not allowed, right? But it's fair. There's so many open places I go to. So I have this, it's a boat ramp, a boat launch. It's a public boat launch. And so there's a great big giant open parking lot there that they let us use. Firemen come in there once every week and they do like their rescue training, and the guys come in and launch their boats and kayaks and stuff. So it seems to be an open parking lot that all the food trucks kind of gather at on a Saturday, Sunday, and people know that that's the spot. So they just show up like crazy.
Yeah,
But starting in April, like my calendar, so this event that I just did on the weekend, that was my first booked event of the year, but now my rest of my weekends are booked for the entire season. So every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I got something booked from now till Halloween.
That's crazy. That's
It's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah,
There
it's
you go,
cool.
Brad. Let's do that. Let's go in together on a food truck.
Yeah,
It's not a terrible life.
yeah.
It's not a terrible life. How many people live in the town that you're in?
Oh,
700.
yeah,
700 people?
Brad's a small town. I'm huge. Like I said, Kansas City, Missouri. I've got places that I've already picked out where
Yeah.
you pop a truck or a trailer.
So there's 500,000
I'm
where I
not-
live in London.
I'm not
About
kidding.
500,000 people.
Cows
7,
outnumber
yes.
people.
I grew up in a little town called Newbury. It was 63 people lived in that town. So that was my main part of my life. But then it was like, if somebody was born, they would like flip a sign. Somebody passed away, they drop the number back down.
We have four. We have 4 signs outside of our town, and they're all 4 different populations.
So please tell me when you were young, you went,
live in our town.
when you guys are young and silly, do you go cow tipping?
I went cow chip
Fry
throwing.
punting.
Cow tipping's amazing. You just run up and like you're all drunk and you just cows like to sleep on their feet. So you just run up and push them over. You've never done
Fry
that?
punting. We did a lot of that.
Oh yeah. No, that's wild.
We
So
used to do cow chip throwing.
so we do something up here, cow patty bingo. It's called. You square off a piece of land and let the cow out in it. Wherever it sits wins.
Yep. Yep.
That's a
We've
cool
done
way
that.
It's a cool fundraiser.
Yep. They used to do that with a horse up here.
A horse, yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Kind of gross, eh? You guys do any whole hog at all?
No, I haven't. Nope.
Nope. Ever
On my
cooked?
bucket list, I've just never
Never done it. So you ever never cooked with like iron crosses or big whole cattle?
Mm.
Oh, I got a
No.
video I'll show you one time. I did an iron cross cow, a whole cow. This thing was monstrous, man. It was intense. Last weekend, cooked, not last weekend, 2 weekends ago. Ended up at a buddy's house getting all sloshed up, and he's like, brings out these 2 tomahawk steaks. He's like, I'm going to put you to the test. There's a campfire right there. Let's see what you can do with them. So I remember when I walked in, there was a shopping cart beside his house. I went and grabbed the shopping cart, flipped it over sideways over the campfire, and busted him out 2 kick-ass steaks. Yeah, it was pretty good. So I can cook on anything. My dream right now is I want to open up a restaurant where you come in and you get to pick your steak. But then the next question is, how do you want Steve to cook it? Do you want it done on that pit, or do you want an open flame fire? Do you want it on a Weber kettle? Would you like it on that? Would you like it done this way? Do you want a butter bath? Like, I'll have 10 different ways I can cook it. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be neat,
That
right?
would be cool.
So I'll cook on anything. I'll cook in a hole in the ground. You guys ever done that? You ever cooked in a hole in the ground? Yeah, good.
Yep.
You ever built any cinder block stuff?
Yeah, over at my aunt's house.
Nice. Yeah, I try absolutely everything. So there hasn't been much that I haven't tried yet, but I'm still a live fire guy. I'm just old school. So when I archery, I'm all recurve bow. I'm not a crossbow guy. There's no technology to it at all.
Yeah.
It's as basic as it gets. It's been my whole life. So barbecue the same way. It's sticks and fire. That's all I need.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Right. So what's next for you guys? What kind of, you got a comp coming up? You got a tournament? You got an event? What's going on down there?
I got nothing coming up for
Nothing.
a little while. I took some time to focus on house remodel, things like that. We're wanting to get it ready to put on the market, move.
Yep.
Don't know when we're going to move, but
As the market's cooled off down there?
hell no.
Like they're still booming, eh?
It's still expensive.
Oh,
Yeah. That's
So
why.
get this. My house in 2009, I bought my house, 4-bedroom house, probably 2,100 square feet. Bought it for 269,000 Canadian in 2009. Last year, got an offer for $870,000 cash.
Holy cow.
So I'm looking at my wife going, fuck, you know what? We probably, and then she goes, but you know what? You still have to buy back into the same market.
Yeah.
So I was
Just
like,
like,
fuck,
you
you're
still
so
have to
right.
spend that much money to buy it back into it.
You're so right. And so I start looking around at houses. I can't find anything for under 600,000. I'm like, all I'm going to do is get a better house and now a mortgage again.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks.
That's why we haven't moved. And I'm like, we've got a lot to repair and fix and work on. So let's just get that done in case something does pop up. Because we're wanting to find land.
Yeah, I want some land too, man, for sure. I'm in the city and stuck with a backyard that's like 20 by 20.
Yeah. That's why we decided to get it done, get it ready. That way, if something happens, we can sell. We don't have to sit and be like, all right, let's go fix all this now.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. Are you going to be building, or are you going to be just buying something newer, or what are you looking for, a fixer upper or what?
I actually want land with an old house. I want to fix it up my way and add a barndominium onto it.
Like what, like an old century home?
It could be.
We got lots of that up here where I'm at. It's an old army barracks. Our whole town is called Old Historic Woodfield. Every home around me is, so not in my neighborhood, but if I drive 10 minutes towards downtown, every home is over 120 years old.
Yeah. See, I'd prefer no rock foundation.
Yeah. Lots of rock cement foundation. But what I love about them is they got, like, back in the day, the carpentry they did, and then everything they did around the doorways and the baseboards, and like that, just, man, gorgeous things. I'll peek over top of the doorway and it's got 18 hours of intricate carvings into it. Like, just awesome looking.
Rounded wood that's not soaked in water and rounded.
That's it.
Actual hand rounded.
Yeah. I'm in a cookie cutter neighborhood where every house looks the same. And so, but I increased the value of my home simply by painting my garage door blue instead of the tan color that everybody else's was. And I'm getting $50,000 offers higher than everybody in my neighborhood because of a blue garage door. I'm like, you know what? Cool. Paint your garage door. It's worth it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, it's getting late, Steve. We better.
Yeah, no worries at all, guys.
We do. I'd love to get you back on sometime.
Anytime, guys,
Yes.
man. Honestly, this is what I do for a living. I talk for a living, so it's I don't mind it at all, and we share the same passion. So
Yeah, no,
Well, thank
I
you.
definitely want to hear more about the carnival
Cool.
barbecue.
Well, I picture the
Yes.
three of us sitting someday sitting at the water, and all of us with a fishing pole in our hands. So
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
let's work towards that somehow.
Sounds great. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Reach out
Thank you.
anytime, okay?
We will. We'll get
Will
you back
do.
on.